Hey, I'm Schon from Pigeons Playing Ping Pong, and I'm here to show you my gear. We'll start with this. This is my Prs Hollow Body 2. I think it's like 2006 or something. Love this guitar. It's been my main guitar for a very long time. Does most of the things I want it to. I've kind of always played hollow bodies. Like before this, I played Epiphone Dot, and I played a lot of jazz before, so poorly. And you know, the hollow body thing just became sort of something I used to. I love the resonance and extra different kind of sustain you get with it. I use Dd7 NYXL 10 gauge strings, tuned standard, and this guitar is my number 2 right here. This is a 2000 PRS hollow body spruce, and it's a little bit lighter and very warm, nice woody resonant tone. It's fantastic, and like since PRS makes such like their quality control is so on point, you know, I can switch these guitars. Their necks are so similar, and like even though they're built like at least 6 years apart and everything, their consistency is amazing. I got a bunch of knobs on this guitar. This is my volume. Usually all the way up unless I'm doing a sweep. Pickup selector, pretty straightforward. You know, I'll switch every now and then. Tone knob, I generally always leave rolled up. This does nothing. This does nothing. They used to control a piezo pickup that was in here, but that got pulled out a bunch of years ago just because I didn't use it. This is my amp. I use a 68 Fender Bassman that I've had forever. You know, it's my dad's before. Got it sometime in the 70s. And this is a very rare 2x12 cabinet. Basically one of a kind. You know, I think there's a few out there, and if anyone finds one, please let me know. I could really use a backup. Amazing sounding cabinet. Definitely very unique. It's got Becker speakers, which no one knows anything about. Reverb unit on top. Electro Harmonix Holy Grail, which is not set right. And that's always on because this amp's very simple. And in general, I like my gear as straightforward and simple as possible. I don't like tweaking knobs. So like this just is a bright switch, volume, treble, and bass. And this is just a bass channel I don't use, so very straightforward and simple. Here's my pedal board. So my guitar, first thing it goes into here is my Whammy 5, which I use for mainly octave up. Love this pedal, really fun. It does a million other things, but mostly I use that function. I run from the Whammy into my tuner, and then it runs the rest of this chain. I believe it runs from the tuner into my Pog 2, which I use for a bunch of crazy octave sounds, like an octave up mixed with a dry signal. And then that goes from my Pog 2 into my wah, which is standard Dunlop 535Q wah Crybaby. And that goes into MuFX Microtron 3, which are now actually called Mutron Microtron 3. They just changed their brand or whatever. It goes from the Mutron into compressor, which is the standard Keeley 2-knob compressor. From that into a Noise Kick FX clean boost, into a Ibanez TS9, into a Maxon 808, and from the Maxon 808 it goes into an MXR EVH Phase 90, into a carbon copy, MXR carbon copy, meaning the analog delay. From that, I'll go into my Boss Dd7 delay, and this is like my main delay for most things, and I have this tap tempo here. And then I have some auxiliary pedals that I don't always have set up, but like for today, you know, I have this little board that has an extra Boss Dd7. That's the only one difference with this one is this one's set for a little bit different effect level and feedback, and it's set for a quarter note triplet. So just a different subdivision of the delays, and that goes into a Source Audio Collider delay and reverb, which amazing pedal, which I got about a year ago or so. I use it for an analog delay that's tap tempo. And it also has a reverb function that I usually use for on the hall setting, which sounds like this. Really nice open hall reverb, but it's not too wet, so I can still play like a chord stab. And here's dry. And then I have other presets. So this is a tap tempo that I use with this, and then this changes my presets. So I've got a whole bunch of other delay, like reverbs and delays. This is a plate reverb. Very subtle difference, but it's got a slightly longer tail. And then this one's fun. This is a shimmer reverb. Has like sort of an octave up shift in the reverb tail. Really cool sounding, very ethereal. And from this side rig, runs all the way back around into a Boomerang Plus phrase sampler. Sometimes I'll make like sort of an atmospheric loop. So here, I'm turning on the compressor. And sort of just mess around with stuff on there. I can have the loops go in reverse, which just creates like a cool pad to do other things. Yeah, this thing's fun. Another thing I use this for is if I break a string during a show, which hopefully don't, you know, I can I'll sometimes loop like a single note. And now I'm playing, and I can take my guitar, put it down, and grab the other one, and as soon as I get it back, I just turn off the loop, and that's it. We also have a new album coming out April 8th called Perspective. We're on tour constantly, so check us out in a city near you, and you'll be able to stream our new album on every service out there.